Hello. Let's go down the rabbit hole together. I have a spread of cards before me. Let's go through them first. And then slide down the rabbit hole of the additional meanings divined from what we see on the cards. Number 19, pride. Clarified by number 14, moderation. 35, entrance. Clarified by number 35, rebirth. Now I did know. So, number 35 for entrance, clarified by number 35, Sweat Lodge, rebirth. When this card fell out and I realized that it was also number 35, I gasped. Okay. Next card, number 41, communication. Clarified by sun, healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy. Next card, number 42, home. Clarified by number 26, sage, sacred medicine, cleansing. Okay. So I did a little research. I've made some preparations. There is a general energy of, so far, new beginnings, fresh beginnings, rebirth, of personal and spiritual growth. You have grown. You are a new person. There's also an indication of humble leadership, business success, of opportunities, abundance, and a focus on balance. Spirit is always reminding us to practice moderation and to get balanced, grounded. Okay, let's start with the first card, pride. Number 19. I looked up the esoteric meaning of pride. The esoteric meaning of pride often refers to the complex and often misunderstood nature of this emotion. Spiritual pride. This is characterized by an inflated sense of one's spiritual achievements, leading to a judgmental attitude towards others. It is often seen as a dangerous form of pride that can hinder one's relationship with God and others. That makes me think of spiritual ego. Biblical context. Pride is viewed as a double-edged sword in the Bible, capable of both confidence and arrogance. Yes, there's a very fine line, right? It can lead to spiritual downfall and is often contrasted with humility, which is seen as essential for receiving God's grace. Makes me think of hubris. A lot of Shakespearean plays. Is hubris the fatal flaw? It often leads to the hero's downfall. Cultural pride. Oh, hello. Cultural pride. This refers to pride stemming from ethnicity or heritage, which can be appreciated but should not lead to arrogance or self-exaltation. Understanding pride requires recognizing its dual nature and the potential consequences of unchecked pride in both personal and spiritual context. Dual nature. Okay, understanding pride requires recognizing its dual nature. Well, that makes me think that, well, in every situation, there are at least, at minimum, two sides, right? Two perspectives. When we're dealing with others, when in relationships, in interactions, there's going to be, well, if it's just two people, there's going to be at least two perspectives. Your perspective and the other person's perspective. Requiring humility, the willingness to listen with open-mindedness, open-heartedness to the other person's perspective. Now I also, because it was the first card, it made me think, okay, this is a strong message that Spirit wants us to consider, to contemplate. And I wondered why. And one of the possible reasons is because leadership is part of your path, being a role model or a leader in some form or another. And so there is an emphasis on moderation, right? Getting balanced to keep our egos in check. Okay, the spiritual meaning of pride. Pride in a spiritual context reflects both a natural sense of accomplishment. Okay, so there's well, that makes me think of duality, right? There's shadow and light. There's a shadow aspect and a light aspect to things. At least two sides to every story, as the saying goes. Okay, pride in a spiritual context reflects both a natural sense of accomplishment and a potential barrier to humility and closeness with God. Pride as a spiritual concept. Spiritually, pride is often seen as an inflated sense of self-worth or achievement that can either motivate personal growth or lead to arrogance and separation. Separation stands out from the divine. Healthy pride arises from accomplishments, gratitude, and self-respect, giving a sense of inner joy. Okay, that makes the Sun card. Of inner joy and life energy, while unhealthy pride manifests as boastfulness, judgment of others, or self-centeredness. In spiritual traditions, pride is frequently linked to the need for humility, which fosters deeper connection with God and others. Biblical perspective. The Bible consistently warns against pride as a hindrance to spiritual growth. Proverbs 16:18 states, "Pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall," illustrating the potential downfall that follows unchecked pride. Again, making me think of hubris. Figures like King Uzziah, Saul, and Nebuchadnezzar demonstrate how pride can lead to isolation, divine judgment, and spiritual blindness. Conversely, humility is emphasized as a virtue essential for spiritual maturity, as seen as Matthew 5:3 and James 4:6, which highlight dependence on God and the favor granted to the humble. Signs and effects of pride. Pride can subtly influence behavior and perception. Perception. That stands out to me. The lens through which we see ourselves and the world. Spiritually proud individuals may, 1, focus on others' faults while ignoring their own shortcomings, so a lack of self-reflection, self-awareness. 2, exhibit harshness or judgment toward others, which when we do that, when we find ourselves doing that, that is a reflection of how we actually feel towards ourselves. It's a projection. Our internal feelings, our harsh judgments towards ourselves is being projected out towards others. 3, prioritize outward appearances over inner spiritual growth. Well, that just makes me think of balance. Because certainly taking pride in our physical appearance is a demonstration of self-respect. But this point is likely referring to an overemphasis over spiritual growth. Number 4, become defensive or presumptuous before God, losing sight of divine guidance. Defensiveness, yes. Well, that makes me think of bruised egos. Taking things a bit too personally. That's what the ego does, has a tendency to do. These tendencies can obstruct spiritual development and relationships, emphasizing the need for self-reflection and humility. Self-reflection, self-awareness. Symbolic and cultural interpretations. Spiritually, pride is also symbolized through animals and cultural metaphors. The lion represents strength, courage, and leadership. There's that word leadership, reflecting healthy pride, while the eagle symbolizes vision and clarity, encouraging one to maintain high aspirations and spiritual focus. Dreams or visions of pride may indicate personal achievement, balance of body, mind, body, and soul, or the need to assess whether pride is constructive or excessive. Yes. Moderation is the key. Okay, balancing pride. Spiritual teachings encourage moderation. Look at that. Moderation. Literally, we got the card, moderation. Moderation and self-awareness. Healthy pride motivates growth and confidence, while humility prevents arrogance and fosters compassion. Compassion, the green makes me think of the heart chakra. Compassion. Practical steps include practicing gratitude and acknowledging God's role in achievements. Little practices like maybe blessing your food, blessing the water that you drink, thanking God, Spirit, Mother Earth for the blessings that you already have in your life. Engaging in self-reflection and admitting mistakes, yes. Practicing humility. Not taking things so personally. Everyone makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. We don't get demerit points for making mistakes. Our worth doesn't go down or depreciate for making mistakes. Serving others and participating in community to cultivate humility. That makes me think of the Six of Pentacles in the Tarot. By balancing pride with humility, one can harness its positive energy while avoiding spiritual pitfalls, aligning personal growth with a deeper connection to the divine. Now, so thinking further, yes, self-awareness is key. Self-reflection is key. At the same time, we are human, and so we are prone to having blind spots. Everyone has blind spots. And so that made me think, okay, yes, self-honesty, self-knowledge, self-awareness, these are all very important. But this message also makes me think that you will be, if you haven't started to already, expanding your network, attracting in your soul tribe. And these are people that you will be able to rely on. You will be able to rely on each other to keep each other's egos in check, to keep each other honest, as they say. True friends don't tiptoe around the truth. True friends don't always tell you what your ego wants to hear. They tell you the truth. They're honest. And that is the world that we are creating, a more authentic world. And yes, there's a way to communicate. There's the word communication. There is a diplomatic, tactful way to communicate our thoughts. But this is what it made me think. And I wrote here, important to have honest friends. It's important to have honest friends. Friends that will keep your ego in check and vice versa. Creating a relationship dynamic where honesty is appreciated and absent of egoic defensiveness. So also we have a responsibility of working on ourselves, of keeping our egos in check and not taking things so personally. When people like our true friends, like our soul tribe members say, hey, that actually kind of, you were kind of rude to that person, so and so. You know what I mean? That's a simple example, but that's what a good friend would do, because we're all here to grow, to evolve. If our friends don't speak up when we have blind spots, how will we continue to grow and learn? And if you happen to be in a leadership position, that's especially important to have people around you that you can trust, to be honest with you, and to say, in a diplomatic way, hey, your ego's kind of, taking over. You can have an honest conversation with each other and say, you know what, if I behave in a way that's out of line, that's out of integrity, would you let me know? But you have to be really honest with yourself if you really want to know. What's that saying? Be careful what you ask for. So we have to really be brutally honest with ourselves. Are we ready to hear the truth? Okay, let's move on. All right. I also looked up the numerological meaning of number 19. Oh, and I also noticed the number 19 in the tarot happens to be the Sun card. And look, 1717 when I looked at the timer. And that's the Star card, 17. So, yeah, the Sun card came out, and this is from the Green Witch's Oracle. Yeah, 1919. Okay, let's look up the numerological meaning of 19. The number 19 in numerology represents a powerful blend of leadership, independence, and humanitarianism, making me think again of the Six of Pentacles card in the tarot. And humanitarianism, combining the energies of new beginnings with the number 1 and completions, number 9, with a strong connection to the sun. Core meaning. The number 19 is a composite number made up of 1 and 9, and its root number is 1. 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, which amplifies the qualities of independence, self-determination, and leadership. The 1 signifies initiative, creativity. Oh, okay, creativity as well. There seems to stand out to me, creativity. Creativity and the ability to start new ventures. Okay, that makes me think of entrepreneurship. And I mentioned business success here. Ability to start new ventures, while the 9 represents completion, humanitarianism, idealism, and compassion. Compassion, heart chakra. Together, 19 embodies a person who can both initiate projects and see them through to meaningful conclusions, often with a focus on benefiting humanity. Okay, let's see here. What else? Should I read anything else? How about, all right, personality traits. People influenced by 19 are often goal-oriented, proactive, and highly independent. They are natural leaders who take responsibility for their actions and pursue their objectives with enthusiasm and integrity. What stands out to me? People who take responsibility for their actions, touching on what we discussed earlier about being really self-honest with yourself, keeping your ego in check, being willing to receive constructive criticism from people that you trust to keep you in your integrity. And it's a symbiotic relationship, right? It works both ways. The number 19 also carries a humanitarian aspect, encouraging individuals to use their talents for the greater good, balancing ambition with empathy. However, this strong self-determination can sometimes lead to feelings of solitude or isolation as they prioritize their personal mission over social connections. Again, emphasis on moderation, balance. Life path and career. In numerology, 19 is associated with entrepreneurship, management, and pioneering initiatives. Individuals with this number often excel in roles where they can lead, innovate, and make a significant impact. The number 19/1 is considered particularly lucky and energetic, often bringing remarkable synchronicities and opportunities for success, especially in business or creative endeavors. There you go. Business and creativity. So you likely have started or will be starting. This is part of your journey, a creative business. Some form of creating material wealth. And you'll be doing this creatively. Okay, let's see. Okay, tarot and astrological connections. The number 19 corresponds to the Sun card in the tarot. We mentioned that earlier, symbolizing success, optimism, renewal, and clarity. Renewal makes me think of the rebirth card. The Sun card depicts a child riding a white horse under a bright sun, representing innocence, accomplishment, and the dawning of new opportunities. Yes, opportunities. Many opportunities are on the horizon for you. Astrologically, 19 resonates with the Sun, reinforcing traits of vitality, confidence, making me think of the color yellow, the solar plexus chakra. Confidence and a positive, life-affirming energy. Spiritual and symbolic insights. Numerologically, 19 often signals a cycle of endings and new beginnings. Again, rebirth, entrance, beginnings. Beginning a new cycle. Often signals a cycle of endings and new beginnings, encouraging reflection on personal growth and transformation. Okay. 14 reduces to a 5. 41 reduces to a 5. 5 stands for a change, transformation. Oh, and this is mirroring numbers. 41, 14, 14, 41. It can indicate leadership opportunities. There's that word again, leadership. Karmic lessons, or the need to balance independence with compassion. When appearing repeatedly in daily life, such as on clocks, dates, or receipts, it may serve as a reminder to embrace change, pursue goals with integrity, and trust in one's intuition. In summary, the number 19 is a dynamic and transformative number, blending the pioneering energy of 1 with the humanitarian wisdom of 9, guided by the Sun's vitality and encouraging individuals to lead, create, and contribute meaningfully to the world. That stands out, those 3 words. Lead, create, contribute. That's what you're here to do. That's what we are all here to do in one way, in one form or another. Okay. Let's see. I also noticed that the number 8 may be significant because we have number 19. Excuse me, my math isn't very good. Excuse me. Here, 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. We have another 35, 8. And we have 26. Oh, we have 26. Okay. Excuse me. 2 plus 6 is 8. So that's 888. So that may be significant as well. So let's look up the significance of seeing 888. The number 888 symbolizes abundance, manifestation, balance, and spiritual alignment, signaling that positive changes and rewards are on the horizon. Core numerology significance. In numerology, 888 is a powerful sequence composed of the energies of the number 8 repeated 3 times, amplifying its influence. The number 8 represents abundance, power, success, and the principle of cause and effect, making me think of karma, meaning that the energy you put into the world will return to you. Again, now that makes me think again of the 6 of Pentacles, giving, receiving. The repetition in 888 intensifies these qualities, suggesting that you are entering a phase of let's listen to this. You are entering a phase of prosperity, personal growth, and spiritual alignment. It also carries the harmonious energy of balance and stability, often associated with the number 6, which complements the abundance of 8 with love and equilibrium. And do we have a 6? Yes, I think we do, yeah. Number 42 in the home card, 4 plus 2 is 6. Harmonious home. Okay. Harmony in the home. That could also indicate the home, the sanctuary of your body, your physical vessel. Inner harmony and stability. Inner equilibrium. Spiritual and angelic meaning. 888 is considered an angel number, a message from the universe or spiritual guides. Seeing 888 repeatedly is interpreted as a sign that you are on the right path and that the universe is supporting your efforts. It encourages trust in the process, optimism, and focus on your goals. Spiritually, it is linked to Archangel Michael, who provides protection, courage, and guidance, helping you release limiting beliefs and step confidently into your highest potential. Rebirth, entrance, entering a new cycle. Manifestation and life guidance. The number 888 is a manifestation number, emphasizing that your intentions and hard work are about to yield results. Okay, let me repeat that. Your intentions and hard work are about to yield results. It signals that opportunities for growth, financial stability, and personal success are approaching. This number also reminds you to maintain balance in all areas of life, emotional, spiritual, and material, and to act with integrity and purpose. There's that word integrity again. Love, career, and abundance. Love and relationships. 888 encourages building strong foundations and nurturing meaningful connections. It may indicate a time to take risks for true happiness or to deepen commitment in existing relationships. Career and finances. This number suggests new opportunities, promotions, or financial gains. It advises using resources wisely and investing in long-term growth rather than short-term indulgences. Yes, and I believe that that is what you are working towards. What you long for is to build long-term stability. Sustainability is crucial for you. No flash in the pan, one-hit wonder type of success. Enduring fulfillment. That is what your heart desires. Personal growth. 888 signals a period of transformation, urging you to embrace change. Trust your inner guidance and align with your life purpose. Key takeaway. Seeing 888 is a positive and empowering sign. It reflects that your efforts are recognized. Okay, that makes me think of pride. Yeah, Spirit, Source is proud of you. Recognizing, acknowledging your efforts. It reflects that your efforts are recognized, abundance is flowing, and spiritual guidance is present. It encourages you to stay focused, maintain balance, balance, and confidently pursue your goals, knowing that the universe supports your journey towards success and fulfillment. Also, the number 35, out of curiosity, because we saw two 35s here, that made me want to go down the rabbit hole to look up the meaning of number 35. So, in numerology, the number 35 combines the energies of 3 and 5, symbolizing creativity. There's that word creativity again. You are meant to create something. You will be creating many somethings on this journey of yours. Symbolizing creativity, change, and growth. It is associated with business success, wealth, and leadership skills. There's that word leadership again. The number 3 represents communication. Look at that, communication and joy. Well, the number 5 signifies adventure and freedom. Yes, adventure and freedom. That made me think of travel. You are likely going to be traveling. This is part of your path. Travel is in the cards for you. Overall, 35 is seen as a powerful symbol of transformation and positive change in one's spiritual journey. Okay, let's see here. And let's see here. Ooh. The communication card. It's from the Starcodes Astro Oracle. Let's read about that from the guidebook. If your chart were a village map, the 3rd house would represent your local neighborhood, primary school, and corner pub. It symbolizes how you learn, communicate, and move around your familiar world based on your sibling-like relationships and the people in your local environment. Check the lines of communication and your thinking process. First, repair any actual technical glitches, loose wires, computer, or phone problems. Then take this metaphor a step further and look at how your messages are sent and received. Make sure you understand what was intended in a letter or email you received. Ask other people what they heard you say in an exchange. When in doubt, ask for more information and repair any miscommunication. That makes me think about what we discussed about, us being humans and having blind spots. And everyone interprets things differently. Then take this metaphor in-house and look within. Notice the quality of your thinking. Repair glitches, stretch your mental muscles, and improve the quality of your communications. You may need to learn new ways to express yourself so others hear your true intentions. Think about how you learned to communicate growing up through your relationships with siblings or sibling-like friends, your early school experiences. Investigate how those early relationships formed mental habits that affect the present moment. You may need to get out of your head and get a fresh perspective. That makes me think getting out of your own way. Moving the ego aside as best as humanly possible. Observe and test your assumptions. Check for confirmation bias, the tendency to believe anything that supports your opinions and reject new information that challenges your worldview. Okay, being open-minded to other views. Read a spiritual text or ponder a metaphysical concept and let it stretch your mind. Check in with siblings and sibling-like friends. Look for any shadow of rivalry and see if you can switch it to mutual encouragement where all win. It's up to you to reframe this dynamic. Mutual encouragement where all win. That makes me think of the 3 of Pentacles, also celebrating with others, Three of Cups. Challenging, or excuse me, challenge. Chatter is not the same as communication. Sibling or sibling-like rivalry can challenge you to grow in small doses, but don't let it distract you from your self-direction. Stay on target. Gift. We are all siblings in the eye of spirit. Interconnectedness, oneness, unity consciousness. Yeah. Okay. Also, when I was looking at this card here, the word ascendant is there. So that made me think of ascended masters. So I may want to end this reading by going to the Keepers of the Light Oracle. There may be, there are some ascended master representatives on some of the cards, but let me see what else I want to add in regards to the cards that came out initially. Okay, well, there's the last two cards here. So the home card clarified by the cleansing card. So that makes sense that it came out because we have the message of new beginnings, rebirth. You're a new person, out with the old, in with the new. And so the recommendation here is, if you haven't already, to possibly smudge using sage your home space to get out any, to cleanse it of any stagnant energies. Again, out with the old, in with the new, welcoming in the new. Perhaps you are also decluttering. Maybe you're rearranging your furniture. Now this makes me think, because yes, you are a new person, and the only constant in this existence of ours is change. You're constantly going to be evolving, transforming. At this stage of your journey, you are at the point energetically to where, and in terms of your spiritual growth, you truly have outgrown even your physical environment. And so I believe that that is also part of your path here. Where you are now physically is not where you will be living indefinitely while you are living this lifetime. You will be moving to a new home. You will have a new home. You'll be relocating. You'll be traveling, and you'll also be relocating to a new home. A home that is more aligned with who you are, with who you have become. That is more aligned to your empowered, emboldened self. Okay. And also the word sage here. So yes, you may use sage to cleanse the energies in your home, but maybe you have other methods of doing that, right? We all have different methods. I use sound. I use incense and I use sound. I have a chime and I just go around my home to cleanse or clear my environment of any stagnant energies. Okay. Whew, almost 40 minutes. Okay. So let's see what concluding message wants to come out using the Keepers of the Light Oracle. Let's see if there's an Ascended Master that would like to convey a message. Oh, and excuse me, I think we didn't really delve in too deeply in regards to the the communication card, clarified by the Sun card here. Yes, healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy. This makes me think, yes, you are meant to use your throat chakra. You are meant to use your throat chakra. This is part of your journey here during this lifetime. And also, seeing the Sun card, which clarified the communication card, this makes me think, well, the keywords here, healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy. There is a unique energy to you that is very healing. It makes people feel good. Your vibration makes people feel good. They feel comforted in your presence. Yes, you have a warm, soothing, comforting energy. And there may be something about your voice, the frequency of your voice, that uplifts others in a healing way. Okay. Oh, okay. Diana, focused intention. I think we read about focus. All right. Focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. There you go. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Dream big. It's making me think. Expect the best possible outcome. Making me think of the Sun card. Yes. Okay. Let's end it there. Thank you so much. Take care.